Welcome everybody. This session is about freeing the spine. And for those of you who've been watching my shorts, then you're going to have a lot of advantage. If you haven't been watching them every day, I'm doing 1 minute every day so that we can learn these positions. And you can practice them on your own. It doesn't take very much. 1 minute a day. So we're going to start today by just landing on the mat. And we can place a cushion, for example, under the base of the spine or the tailbone. Helps the body to sit up. You don't have to sit in lotus position, of course. You can sit in half lotus or simply with the legs crossed. And just to make sure that you're completely comfortable. Then we lengthen the spine. So if you can imagine lifting your chest here and lifting the spine to the crown of your head, and then resting the hands gently on your knees so that the shoulders are relaxed. And then close the eyes. And today we're going to go straight to the silence of your mind. So this space that your thoughts travel through. And expanding this space more and more. Remember, this space is not limited by the physical form of your body or of your head. Your mind is your space. And if the space is small, we tend to just see the thoughts that are passing through it. If we expand the space of the mind, the thoughts become less and less important. They will still be there, but just less important. The mind will focus on what you ask it to. So now looking beyond your thoughts, finding the center of this space. This is the center point of your universe. And here you can sit and simply watch. Everything outside this point is simply an experience, a feeling, a motion, an emotion. Experiencing now your body sitting on the floor or the ground beneath you. The earth's energy or gravity simply holding you in this space. Simply observing how your body expands and contracts as the body breathes. And even if the eyes are closed, your connection to everything that surrounds you. And then when you are ready, slowly and gently opening your eyes. Welcome. Good. So as I said, we're going to be working today on freeing the spine. Wonderful, wonderful feeling. So we're going to come to the back of the mat on the knees, as usual, of course, placing cushions between the legs or under your ankles if you need to, just to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Coming directly into hero position. So we rest the hands on the knees, shoulders relaxed, elbows heavy, and close the eyes. Again, feel this lengthening from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. the crown of your head. Allow the shoulders to maybe drop just that little bit more down towards the mat. Feel the muscles surrounding your spine and your stomach muscles. Be conscious of how the stomach muscles are supporting the back. Maybe gently bringing them in towards the spine. Don't worry if the body is shaking, it's simply releasing tension. And then we open the eyes. We're going to come forward with the hands under the shoulders. And we're going to move the knees and the feet out so they're in a straight line with each other and curl up the toes. So we can look back, make sure the hands, knees and feet are in a straight line. And then we're going to drop the head down between the arms. And now we're going to work with the back. So basically what we're doing is bending the spine forward and then backwards. But in this position, the position is called cat-cow. So head between the arms. We inhale, bringing the stomach down and the back down. So lifting the tailbone up towards the top of the room, if you like. And then lifting the head, we extend the shoulders. And exhale through the mouth, we then push up. When we get to the top, we pull the stomach in, and keeping the stomach in, we inhale the back down again towards the mat. Keep the stomach in, then lift the head and extend the shoulders. Exhale. Very nice. 2 more times. Inhale. Back comes down, so you rotate the pelvis, lift the head, extend the shoulders. Exhale. And 1 more time. Inhale, coming down into the lower back, we lift the head, extend the shoulders, enjoying the lower back, and then exhale. Pushing up maximum. We then release the back, release the stomach muscles, and straighten your feet. Bring the knees together in the center now, and again bring your buttocks back to the feet, coming up with the upper body so the hands come to your knees. Again, we land in this position. Close the eyes, and I want you to be simply conscious of how it now feels in the lower back specifically. How the chest is just that little bit more expanded, and the shoulders are hanging even closer down towards the mat. As we practice, this will become more and more each time we practice it. We gently open the eyes and come forward again with the hands under the shoulders. Knees together at the moment. We reach out with the right hand, place it on the mat, and then reach out with the left and place it on the mat. So the hands end up parallel with each other. Move the knees to the sides of the mat. We're going to take the easy version, threading the needle. So we inhale and exhale the body gently back with the hips. So the hips go back first. We keep the right arm straight as we rotate the upper back. And we bring the shoulder to the mat. Head comes gently under the arm. If you can come into the position with the shoulder on the mat. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if the shoulder's up away from the mat like this. You can actually use a cushion or a bolster just to support the position until you can get the shoulder down. And we just breathe in this position. Just relaxing the hips and just feel this rotation. You can imagine the soft tissues between each of the bones of the spine or the backbone. And they're just turning just that little bit more. Now we're going to work with the extension from the top of the fingers on the right side here, all the way down and down to the left hip. So you're going to feel how the body sort of just pushes just a little bit more into the position here. So, it's such a nice position. Good. So again, looking at this, freeing up the energy between the bones of the back. And we inhale, gently coming up and bringing the hands parallel to each other. We exhale back again. Lift left arm straight this time as we rotate the upper back and bring now the right shoulder to the mat. And the head is going to come under the arm on the left side. Relax. Then extend from the top of the fingers now on the left side and all the way down to the right hip. So we get this cross stretch. Top of the fingers down to the hip on the right side. Relax the hips here. Make sure the lower back's relaxed. Just breathe, feeling this rotation again. This freedom in the soft tissues of the body. And really every time, even when we're talking about forward bending or back bending, every time it's these soft tissues that we're looking at, the muscles that allow the stretch. And then we inhale, gently coming up. And we bring the hands back under the shoulders. We bring the knees together in the center of the mat. And again, we gently come back onto the heels and lift the upper body so the hands come to the knees. And we close the eyes again and just simply conscious of how the upper body feels. For me at the moment, it's feeling like somebody sort of, I don't know, took a dishcloth and sort of wringed it out, emptying the water. That's that feeling. It's just this energy of awakening something in your body. It's such a powerful force. Then we open the eyes. We're going to sit side and we're going to sit basically straight. I'm going to face you, so I'm going to face the long side of your mat. My mat, sorry. You can do the same if you wish. So you can look at the camera or whatever you're watching on. And we're going to come into a spinal twist. Now, this is a position that actually I think is being released this evening, so you can do this with me if you like on my shorts. And if you don't find the shorts, well, just go into the YouTube channel and they're all there. We're going to bring the left foot under the right thigh. And we're going to make sure that the knee is straight forward from your hip. Then we're going to place the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Now, if this is not comfortable, as I said in the video that I'm putting out, you can have the legs straight as well. Depends on how flexible you are. And really only doing what you're comfortable with. And at the moment, either having the hand on the knee, just to hold it into position, or if you want to come just that little bit deeper, you can bring the elbow and we just hold the wrist. And I'm just going to look behind you and we're just going to breathe in this position. So again, what we're doing here is just releasing in the soft tissues of the body and especially through the whole of the spine. So again, we're just having this little rotation between each of the bones in the spine or the vertebrae of the spine. And we're not pushing too hard here, just taking this maximum rotation and just breathing in the position. And again, if you can't bring the elbow to the knee, it's just to hold with the hand. And if you want more balance, you can bring the hand to the floor as well, so you have this support. As we do this position, you're going to find that the pelvis comes more and more parallel to the floor. And as that happens, the spine naturally lengthens and also increases the amount that the spine can actually rotate. So you're going to find more and more that when the body comes into a natural position, anatomically if you like, then it will naturally do the position. Whereas if we're not anatomically correct, then basically the position is going to be more restricted. And this will just take time and is no right and no wrong. It's just to do what you're doing and nothing more. Good. We're going to release the position and sit straight. We do the same thing on the opposite side. So now the right foot comes under the left thigh, knee straight forward from the hip, and taking left foot on the outside of the right knee. Those of you who have heard me say this before as well, sometimes we can check where the foot is. It's just parallel with the front of the ankle and the front of the knee, so we don't want the foot too far back and not too far forward either. So just in this position. And again, once you can have the legs straight if you wish, or even bent if it's not comfortable. All right, so come into the position again using the hand. Check the place with the ankle and the knee, hand on the knee, onto the floor with the other hand, or bringing the elbow around the knee. And just gently find this rotation looking behind you. Again, this deep conscious breathing to the stomach. Just experiencing your body right now. And remember, what I'm teaching as well is that you're not looking for centimeters here. Like 1 millimeter each week makes a massive difference during 1 year. And don't forget that that's 5.2 centimeters in every single direction. So after 2 years it's 10.4 centimeters, and so on and so forth. So when you're watching somebody do yoga who's been doing it for many, many years, it looks easy. And you can sort of have the illusion of a lot of strength and that sort of thing, but it actually is just flexibility and balance. And we don't have to make such a big deal of it. It's not important. What's important is how we're feeling right now, at this second, and the next second. So we live moment to moment, and the more that we can acknowledge these moments, the more conscious our life becomes. It's basically that simple. Good. We're going to release the position. Okay, so now we're going to sit with the legs crossed. And we're also going to come into a spinal twist, but slightly different this time. So you can either have the legs crossed in this position, or you can take a half lotus, which is basically bringing one foot up on top of the other. Now, if this is not comfortable, please return to just having the right leg in front of the left. It is always doing exactly what you can do and nothing more. We're not trying to stress the body, we're not trying to stretch the body, we're not trying to cause any pain. We're just gently encouraging the body to let go of the tension that we have in the soft tissue. So, maybe having a half lotus, placing the right hand on the mat behind your hip and the left hand on the outside of your knee. Then we inhale, looking forward. And then we exhale, pressing the left hand into the back of the knee. So we just find this rotation again, and looking as far behind your back as possible. This way we get full rotation in the neck as well. Try and lengthen your spine here. Remember what I was saying, that the more the spine is straight and the more that both hip sit bones are on the mat, the more you're going to be able to rotate. So if I leave off to one side and try and rotate, I can't. I can see that. Then if I place both sit bones on the floor, then I can rotate. So these small, simple adjustments in the body just allow you to do the position because the body is, like I said, anatomically correct. And we release and come back to the center. Going to change sides. So now having the left foot or the left lower leg in front of the right, or in the half lotus, as I said earlier. Left hand comes to the mat behind the hip, and the right hand outside the left knee. So I'm aware that some of you maybe are not that flexible, and you probably have the knees up here and the hand is here. You can't get the hand to the outside of the knee, for example. This does not matter. Please just do what the body can do. So if we're going to do this position, for example, you can just turn and just think about lifting the spine to the crown of the head and then rotate. If we collapse the spine and then try and rotate, nothing happens. All right? Lengthen the spine, then we can rotate. This is the same however deep we come into these positions. So if you see me doing, for example, in a half lotus here, and hands coming to the outside of the knee, great, Jonathan, yes, you've been doing it for a long time, so you should be able to. And you inhale and you exhale and push the hand into the knee. Of course, this again is just to find the rotation. And this is the position we end up in. Just breathe and see it with some kind of humor as well. Basically, what you've just seen me do is exactly the same position as this. It's just a few years apart. When I started doing yoga, I was massively handicapped. I mean, when I was 20, I sat in a wheelchair, for those of you that are new on the channel. So, if I can do yoga, anybody can. It's that simple. You just take a little bit at a time, be patient, and then everything just falls into place. And everything becomes effortlessly. So effortless in everyday life as well. Release the position and come back to the center. Good. All right. So we're now going to bring the right leg out to the right. So you can face the long side of your mat here. This helps. So we're going to bring the heel of the right leg to the corner of the mat. We then move the left knee out until we feel this slight stretch on the inside of the knee, which we've talked about before. This will help with split positions, which we're going to do later, of course. And for those of you that don't feel anything here yet, we can move the knee out until we do. So there I feel it, right, okay, so that's just feeling it into the inside of the knee here. Now I'm going to rotate the back so that my chest basically is parallel with the front of my knee. And then I'm just going to allow the body to come forward. And here again, we can use a lot of cushions or anything else that we want to lean on, for example. If you're coming down here, maybe you only come down to here. That's fine. What we're looking for here is to make sure that this toe on the right side stays pointing towards the top of the room. And eventually what will happen is that you'll be able to just fall forward, and when you fall forward, your left shoulder is going to come onto your left knee, and then you'll be able to bring the forehead to the mat. So I'm still looking at this foot here and seeing that that toe is still pointing towards the top of the room. I'm also trying to keep the buttock close to the mat on the right side. That is why I'm talking about having the toe pointing towards the top of the room. So we don't want the foot to fall forward, so we're going to come up here like that to get the head to the floor, because that's really just pointless. Okay, so nothing's going to happen except you're just going to feel that it's very uncomfortable. So we just come down to where you feel comfortable. And maybe even a bolster. Please, if you're new to the channel, buy one of these. They're basically available anywhere. And I even had a student who wrote to me and said that they'd made their own because it wasn't available in their country. So my bad, I thought they were available everywhere. So down, just relax the neck. Good, we gently come up out of the position. Now we're going to change sides. So I'm going to keep the bolster there, just in case. Left heel, corner of the mat. Right foot, inside of the thigh on the left side. Again, I'm looking to see whether I feel any tension here. I don't at the moment. So I'm going to move the knee out on the right side until I feel that tension, which is for me there, right? So I'm just feeling that slight tension here. Now I'm going to turn the whole body out so that I'm parallel with the front of the knee, or the shoulders parallel with the front of the knee, and then fall forward, or allow the body to come forward so that my right shoulder comes down to the knee. And as I said before, we can have cushions, we can have bolster, and maybe we need 2 cushions, the bolster and a cushion, and we just come down here. We're still working with this stretch, all right? So even if I'm not down on the leg, that doesn't mean that I'm not doing the position correctly. Yoga is not about doing perfect positions. Trust me, it isn't. It's about your experience in every single position. And if you're doing 100% of what you can do in each of the positions, you're going to hear me say this until I'm blue in the face. You are doing 100% yoga. Do not allow anybody else to tell you anything different. All right? I was severely handicapped when I started doing yoga. Now I'm not. The only difference is 1 millimeter a week and patience. That's it. I think I released something on my shorts yesterday. It said day 10,317 without pain. I meant it. And if you follow me on this channel, you're going to feel it too. I promise you. So, just relax. And then gently come out to the position. Alright, so now we're going to do something that doesn't actually have anything to do with the spine in particular. Butterfly position, which we have been practicing with the shorts. Okay, so we bring the feet into a position which is comfortable for you. We either use cushions to support if we need them, or we just hold the feet and allow the knees to come out to their maximum position. Let's say that's there. All right, and then we start to move the knees up and down. Now, as we do this, what we're doing is stretching the inside of the thighs here, and we're also stretching the hips. And eventually, when you continue doing this, you'll eventually be able to get the knees all the way to the floor. And we can either have supported butterfly, as we did in one of the shorts, or we can have this position where we're just moving the knees up and down. For those of you that are interested, this week we are going to go into a more advanced butterfly position, which everybody can do. And it's a position that is basically reserved for the masters, let's put it that way. But everybody can do it, and it's just a bit of fun. All right. So while we're doing this, back to the lesson which we're having today, now you can start to engage the back. So if you imagine pulling your lower back in and then again lifting to the top of your head, and you might find that when you do that, the knees are going to come just that little bit closer to the floor. Maybe you're feeling it here, or not at the knees, but maybe here. Oh, it's coming a little bit deeper. I can feel that. Good. So we pull the lower back in just a little bit more. We lift up just that little bit more to the crown of the head. And yeah, there is a difference. So now release that and feel how it restricts how the body's actually feeling. And then lift again and feel how that actually brings the knees closer to the floor. And just keep going with the knees. This bouncing the knees up and down like a butterfly, basically it's one of these positions that you can never do too much of this, and it's essential for the next position we're going to practice, which is the position of the masters. Good. Now we gently release. Excellent. Now we're going to lie on the stomach. Good. So always arrange things that they're not in the way. Try not to set the flowers on fire. And then we just lie on the stomach. Hopefully you can still see me. I'm going to place the lower arms on the mat. Feet are together in the center. And guess what? Yes, we're going to practice the half cobra. So lower arms on the mat, hands on the mat, elbows on the mat, both sides. Then we bring the forehead down. So we start in this position up away from the mat, and then we come down. So forehead is on the mat, and here it's important that I'm using the back muscles and that I'm relaxing the arms. The arms are simply going to rest on the floor, and the hands. They're not going to do anything at all. So we inhale the head up, and then we lift the upper body away from the floor. So your shoulders are nice relaxed. Come up maximum. You can lift the arms if you wish to, just to check, and exhale back down to the mat. Making sure that you're using the muscles in the back all the way back to the floor or to the ground. One more time, inhale, lift the head. We start to work with the back muscles, lifting the body. Doesn't matter if you only come to here. You're just looking forward. You can feel the muscles in the neck. You're lifting the head as well. Head's very heavy, so it's working with the neck muscles, and then exhale down. Again, 2 more times. Inhale, lift the head. Lift the upper body. Let's say again, you only come to here. Lift the arms. Make sure you're using the back muscles. And then exhale down. And we do it 2 more times. Inhale. Now I'm going to come up into my maximum position, so lift here. And again, the arms are just resting on the floor. Exhale down. Use the back muscles all the way to the mat. One last time. Inhale, head comes up. Come up into your maximum position, and then just that little bit further, maybe lift the arms. And exhale down. And we do it one more time just for fun, but this time you're just going to leave the arms on the mat, leave the shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed, hands relaxed, and inhale, lift the head. Lift the upper body into its maximum position, and then a little bit more. Hold, don't forget to smile, and then exhale down. Use the back muscles all the way back to the mat. Whew. Good. All right, so this is going to massively increase the strength of your back. You bring the feet out to the corners of the mat. Look right, place the back of the right hand under your right shoulder. Spread the fingers out here, very important, and elbow into the side of the body. Do the same thing on the left side. Not under the right shoulder, of course. Left shoulder. So you're going to hear me say a lot of stupid things. Actually, my first wife said to me I didn't have a sense of humour, I had a sense of stupid. That's one of the reasons she became my ex-wife. All right. We start with the forehead again on the floor. Never take anything I say too seriously, please. Good. Forehead to the mat. All right, elbows into the side of the body. Serious now. All right. Inhale, we lift the head. Maximum again. This time we relax the back completely and just push with the arms into the mat. All the way to the top. And then push just that little bit more. Exhale down. Use the arms now all the way to the mat. It's exactly the opposite as the half cobra. Inhale, lift the head. Hold the position. Then straighten the arms. The neck is part of your spine. This is why we lift the head maximum first. And then exhale down. Try and hold the head in the position all the time. Very important. Inhale, head comes up maximum. If you're not sure what I mean, have a look. Head stays in the position. I'm going to press the arms into the mat. Relax the back. Head stays in the same position all the way to the top. Press. Extend. Exhale. All the way back using the arms and head to the mat. And as I said on the short, it doesn't matter if you can't straighten the arms. The last time I'm just going to do it as if I'm really stiff. Inhale, lift the head, maximum, hold the position. So you get into the habit of holding this position. And we come up to here. And I'm still pressing with the arms. If your arms get tired in this position, then basically you're doing it correctly. And exhale back down to the mat. And forehead to the mat. Good. Bring the hands forward. Placing the left hand or the right hand on top of the opposite hand. And bring the forehead down to both hands. Basically here the lower arms are all in a straight line. So you can look at the short end of your mat, make sure that everything's parallel with the short end of the mat, and then place the head onto the hands. This position is a position of relaxation, and here we can actually rock the hips left to left, right to right. Or the buttocks. Make sure you're nice and relaxed in the hips, make sure the feet are moving and the knees are moving, the ankles are moving, toes and fingers are relaxed. Nice. Good. All right. So we're going to bring the feet together. And we're going to place the hands under the shoulders, and we're going to press into the mat and lift the body back up and over the knees and bring your buttocks to your feet. And then hands slide along the mat up over the knees. And we come into hero. So feeling now how we open this chest area. It's not that difficult to lift here now. And the whole of the body is extended almost towards the top of the room. You can feel the chest muscles here that have been working. Trust me, you don't have to go to the gym to get really nice pecs. That's for you guys, by the way. Just land onto your feet with the buttocks, or down onto the cushion if you're supporting the body. Good. All right, so we're going to sit side and we're going to lie on the back. And today we're going to come to the last position, which is the spinal twist, and I'm going to borrow this from the yin yoga. So either using cushions or the bolster. So first we place the cushions or the bolster on the outside of the right side of the mat, okay? Or we can use the bolster here, okay? If the bolster is here, then basically we want the top of the bolster at approximately level with the hip here. And considering that it's Hatha Yoga, we can use the stomach muscles all the way down to the mat. So point the toes out, knees strong and straight, and then roll yourself down slowly. Now remember, you should be able to talk without effort and still be able to use your stomach muscles, rolling one bone down to the mat at a time. And if you can't do that, use your elbows, but still use the stomach muscles to control your descent to the mat. Once the head's there, then you can relax. Good. Feet together, center of the mat. Come into the last position before relaxation. So we're going to place the left foot on the outside of the right knee. So approximately having the ankle bone parallel with the knee joint. Now we lift the whole body up onto the right hip and the right shoulder. So we roll over till we get the knee down onto the cushions. And you can adjust the cushion here, so make sure it's in the right place. It doesn't really matter where it is, just as long as you can rest the knee. Maybe grab a couple of cushions, or one cushion even, and placing it behind your head. I'm going to use two today. Good, there you go. So now I have the knee down on the bolster, nice and relaxed. Now I'm going to open up the right arm out to the right hand, trying to get as much of the upper body on the mat as possible. Now you'll notice at the moment that my left hand is resting on the chest and that the elbow on the left side is hanging down towards the mat. Now when I do this on the opposite side, you're going to be able to see that better. But I'm just allowing here the left shoulder to come as close to the floor as possible using the weight of the left arm. with the hand on the chest. Now if you want to have a little bit of a deeper stretch in this position, or you've been doing yoga with me for some time, you can then open up the whole arm straight and eventually have the back of the hand on the floor, or even the lower arm if you're lucky. We can then look at the right hand in the beginning. This is the most comfortable in the beginning, and then as we get more flexible and more freedom in the spine, then we can look towards the left hand. So here we're freeing the spine all the way up to the back of the neck and even the back of the head. So you can feel this gentle rotation between each of the vertebrae of the spine, and it doesn't have to be a massive amount. Remember this 1 millimeter I was talking about. 1 millimeter between each of the vertebrae of the spine is a lot of rotation. Trust me. Alright? So we don't have to do so much. And even if it's a 0.5 millimeter between each vertebrae, it's still a lot. Alright? So you've got to find that during this, while we're doing the position, you'll probably be able to adjust your head just a little bit more. If you were looking at the right hand, then maybe you can now look at the top of the room. Or if you're looking at the top of the room in the beginning, maybe now you can turn the head and look to the left hand. Remember, knee stays on the bolster and we relax. Good. We release the position. Roll your whole body back to the center of the mat. And here we're going to place both feet on the floor with the knees pointed towards the top of the room. There is a reason for this, and that is, I'm going to move that so you can see what I'm doing. Basically what I'm doing is pressing both feet into the floor so that I lift the buttocks just a little bit away from the floor, and then I place the lower back onto the mat, almost trying to lengthen the spine, or like a concertina, basically just lengthening here. Now, once I've done that, then I can move the bolster to the other side. Do a little bit of weight training as you lift this over. Parallel with the top of the hip, we then straighten both legs. Take the right foot on the outside of the left knee, so again, ankle bone parallel with the knee joint. Then we roll up onto the left shoulder, the left hip. Bringing the right knee down. Adjust your pillows so you can rest the head. Make sure you're nice and relaxed. You can stretch out the left arm now. Whole of the left arm is on the floor. Right hand again on the chest. This is what I was talking about. You can have it on the chest here, just allow the weight of the right arm to just pull your right shoulder gently towards the floor. We make sure all the time that the knee stays on the bolster, and then eventually you're going to be able to open up and have the arm all the way out to the side. But especially in the beginning, just have the hand here and just feel this little extra rotation here, still having the knee on the mat, or the bolster, sorry. And again, either looking to the left hand, to the top of the room, or looking to the right hand. Just a little extra rotation. Try stretching all the way down to your heel on the left side. And then just that little extra rotation. Just relax. Always fascinates me that even after all the years that I've been training, that doing something so simple can make such a huge difference. So if you stay in my classes, I promise you in a few months, you will have a massive difference in your whole being. Not just physically, but mentally too. Keep it real. It's my motto. We release the position, come back to the center of the mat. Again, we can use both feet on the mat, lift the buttocks, place the lower back onto the mat. So again, just trying to lengthen almost. We can use the hands as well if you like, just to sort of feel this rotation here, a little bit of Michael Jackson movement here. Never take anything I say too seriously. Then we can move the left foot out to the corner of the mat. Make sure the lower back stays on the mat. Then, right. And we come to the last position, which is Savasana. Now here we can also have, if you wish to, the balls under your knees and just relax. As we lie down onto the floor or onto your mat, just be conscious of any change that you're feeling in your body. Even the tiniest little change from when you started. Just have a little curiosity. And if you haven't done so already, close your eyes, or maybe bring a blanket over your body so that you can be as comfortable as possible. Keep the warmth in your body. Be conscious of each point of contact from the back of your heels or your feet, all the way through the whole body to the back of your head. Feel how the earth is supporting you. With all these points of contact, take your time here. Be conscious of these points between you and the floor. Almost as if the earth is welcoming you back to the physical form of your body. And if it's not comfortable lying on the back, of course you can lie on your side. Maybe with the knees up towards your chest if that feels better for the lower back. What is important is that you can completely relax, maybe even having a couple of cushions under your head. Just be conscious of the breath now and the rise and fall of the body as you breathe. And if you can't feel that, take a deep, deep inhale. Feel how the body lifts away from the floor. And then a long exhale and feel how the body returns to the floor, almost deeper into the position than you were before. This, of course, is happening in every single breath that you take. But especially in the beginning, it can be just a gentle reminder. Noticing now that the body is completely still. The mind is peaceful. The breath is relaxed. Imagining yourself now standing in the center of a forest. You're surrounded by trees. The gentle smell of the forest is on the air that you are breathing. There's a slight dampness in the air. But it is a warm, sunny day. A light is filtering through the leaves on the trees, creating a dance of light and shadows on the ground that surrounds you. You are completely still and part of the forest. You are not separate from the forest. You are part of the space that the forest is taking. In the distance you see a deer. He does not see you because for him you are simply part of the forest. Your breath as natural as the breath of the forest. You look down at your feet and you see a mouse moving between the leaves, collecting food for her family. But she does not see you because for her you are simply part of the forest. You raise your eyes just enough to be able to see just a little bit into the distance. You see an area which appears to be lighter than where you are, and you feel drawn towards this place. Placing one foot in front of the next, in front of the next. No effort. It is just to move forward with ease and comfort. There's no hurry. Nobody telling you what to do or how to do it. Maybe you want to wiggle your feet between each of the steps, just because you can. And after a while you come to this brighter place in the forest and notice that it is a clearing in the forest. In the clearing is a small lake. You notice that the surface of the lake is as a perfect mirror. The wind is still. There is not a breeze. You see the blue sky reflected in the lake and the clouds, even the trees surrounding the lake. Almost as if you don't know what is up and what is down. The reflection is so perfect. And then you see the reflection of yourself, reflected in the lake. And as you see your own reflection, you notice that you can see down into the lake. You can see all the way to the bottom. It is crystal clear. The stones, the sand. Maybe some plants. And you take a few more deep conscious breaths, seeing the stillness of the earth surrounding you. And then, as if from nowhere, a slight breeze comes over the lake, disturbing the surface. The breeze then becomes a wind, which you hear in the trees and the leaves. And it disturbs the surface of the lake to such a point that you cannot see any reflection anymore. You cannot even see the bottom of the lake. And you cannot see yourself reflected in the lake. And then, as if it has never happened, the wind suddenly stops, dies down to a breeze, and then returns to nothing at all. The surface of the lake returns to a perfect mirror, seeing the blue sky, the clouds, the trees, yourself, and even the bottom of the lake. It is unchanged. The sand, the same. The stones, the same. The plants. And you notice in this very second, this split moment in time, that this is simply a reflection of life. Things come and they disturb us. They disturb the surface. And sometimes to the point where we cannot even see ourselves or any depth in what we do. But it will pass. And as everything in nature, you will return to stillness, harmony, and balance, reflecting yourself. Touched by this experience, you gently turn and walk back into the forest. As if somehow everything in your life has led to this moment in time, and that you were meant to see this gift. Now gently returning to the physical form of your body lying on the floor or on the ground in the space that you are in. The gentle support from the earth beneath you, the gravity, maybe the temperature of the air touching your skin, or the gentle breeze or wind if you are outside. And just take a few moments here to rest in this silence. Allowing yourself to drift deeper and deeper and deeper into a conscious state of mind, body, and soul. Allowing the gentle sound to bring you gently back to the space that you are in. When you are ready, gently opening the eyes, a soft focus in the eyes, taking in the space that you are part of. And if you wish to, gently coming up and placing the hands in front of your heart. you wish to stay on the mat, that is absolutely fine. We take a deep breath together. As we exhale forward, we thank each other for this time that we have shared together. See, inhale, coming back up. And exhaling the hands gently to the knees. Namaste. Have a fantastic day. I hope that you have some freedom in your spine. And if you don't, come back and do it again. Whenever you wish. So, have a beautiful day. Continue, walk with yourself all the time, every day. Bye-bye for now.